and welcome to a new edition of Africa Today, and happy Ramadan to all our viewers in the African continent. Also today we will focus on Ramadan in Africa and how people celebrate this special event. First we'll start with some reports, so stay tuned. And Egyptians celebrate the holy month of Ramadan. Ramadan marks the month when Muslims fast from dawn to sunset for 29 or 30 days, depending on the crescent moon sighting. Like in every country, Ramadan is celebrated with many traditions in Egypt. Details follow.
Islamic holy month of Ramadan started on the 23rd of March. Muslims fast during the month of Ramadan from dawn to sunset as a way of strengthening their relationship with God. Fasters spend the month in participating in acts of worship such as praying, reading the Quran, and giving to charity. Egyptians celebrate the month in festivity as per centuries old traditions. Millions buy and display traditional glittering lanterns known as Fanus Ramadan inside homes and on buildings and streets. Egyptians also host iftar or break the fast meals in their homes for families, friends, and loved ones. Many of the well-to-do sponsor Ramadan iftar meals open to poorer communities and the public in general. Millions take the last meal before dawn, known as suhoor, at popular restaurants and street vendors around the country.
And to talk more about the holy month of Ramadan, we are joined over the phone by Dr. Huda Badran. Good afternoon, doctor.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes, Dr. Huda, happy Ramadan to you and all your family. First, I'd like to talk to you about the holy month of Ramadan and how this special event is celebrated in African countries.
Well, there are certain things about Ramadan which are practiced in all the countries which majority are Muslims, like, of course, Egypt, Tunisia, and Morocco in Africa. There is also Tanzania and Cote d'Ivoire and so on. So mostly, in that month, there are certain symbols like the Lenten Fanus Ramadan, which the children usually would buy before Ramadan. Their parents would buy for them, and they can use it. There are also some songs, and some of the countries, the African countries, which are not Arab, but still they know Arabic, like Tanzania, for example. So there are some songs which the children usually, when they carry their lanterns, they sing about Ramadan, Ramadan Ghana, and all that. In some African countries, there are some special foods, like what we call fatta, and Arab countries call it tarid. This is a special a kind of food which the ones who are fasting would be typically when they have their futur.
Yes.
Because, of course, in Ramadan, there are different times for eating. It's not breakfast and lunch and dinner. It's futur and sahur. Some of the African countries also have special food in sahur, like full medabnis, the beans. Of course, in Egypt, many people, the sahur is just beans. They don't eat other things because it is required as if it doesn't make you hungry all the day long, and also it doesn't make you thirsty because you are not, if you are fasting, you are not touching any of these. So there is some kinds which are symbolic.
Yes.
But there are some differences also. Not all the African countries do the same. But there are common things.
Yes.
If you talk about it from the religious aspect, not just culture, things have changed, you know, as much as some other things have not changed, but our behavior has changed. Yeah,
Yes.
I am sorry to say that nowadays people don't understand that many of the culture of Ramadan
Yes.
is symbolic. It's not a matter of not eating or not drinking. No, it's matter of behaving
Yes,
in a
true.
much better way.
Yes, true, Dr.
That,
Hoda.
that you think about God
Yes.
and you think about the poverty groups who are unable to get the good things of life like the others. So
Yes.
you have to be generous to them. You have to, particularly those who are around you and are close to you, you have to help in contributing, for example, to their iftar and to those sahur. You can either provide that food by yourselves, or you can give to some of the NGOs who are particularly concerned about that. Some people are concerned and they observe this behavior, but I see some of the other people, and particularly the young people, are not aware about the religious aspect of Ramadan.
Yes.
Because Ramadan is a very important month related to Islam. It is one of the fundamental aspects of Islam, like
Yes.
praying and like pilgrimages and so on. Some of the new generation does not understand that. So I get upset when I see some of the younger people using bad language during Ramadan. They don't feel about the poor people in Ramadan.
Yes.
This is strange to me because in our time, most of us were very conscious about the requirements, the religious requirements of Ramadan. We all knew them. Yeah, many of the kids, they were very young, used to go and have the prayer. Yeah, some people, Ahl Zaman, as we say, they wouldn't eat their iftar before they go and pray and then come back from the mosque to eat. They are not in a hurry to eat. But I see now people are in a hurry to eat. They are all thinking about how much they are spending, what kind of gadget they are buying. This is not really what Ramadan is meant for.
Yes. Yes, Dr. Hoda Badran, former president of the Egyptian Feminist Union. Thank you, Dr. Hoda, for being with us and the viewers back to our programs and still with some reports from Egypt. Now we talk about the Shoulder to Shoulder initiative, which kicked off by the National Alliance for Civil Development Work, the NACW, which said that this initiative will distribute more 4 million food boxes to needy people nationwide, as we are witnessing these days the holy month of Ramadan, in an attempt to help the poor and low-income brackets people here in Egypt. Details in this report.
The National Alliance for Civil Development Work launched the Shoulder to Shoulder initiative on Friday, which will distribute more than 4 million food boxes to needy people nationwide before the advent of Ramadan. The initiative, kicking off from the Cairo Stadium, is in line with government goals to provide social protection for the neediest groups in society and alleviate the burden of global economic crunch resulting from the surging wave of inflation, the repercussions of the Russia-Ukraine war, and the subsequent price hikes. Secretary of the National Alliance, Noha Talat, said that the group of NGOs working under the umbrella of the alliance was taking part in the initiative, adding that its goals is to ensure food security for poorer families during the Ramadan season, especially amid the present difficult economic conditions and low purchasing power. The initiative targets distributing 4.5 billion food boxes to families across Egypt with a total budget exceeding 3 billion Egyptian pounds. Egypt's border governorates are prioritized, and the alliance visited South Sinai, North Sinai, Marsa Matruh, and the New Valley area this month to distribute food boxes to residents of these remote areas. After distributing the food boxes, the initiative will hold iftar banquets where cooked food is offered for free at a time of breaking the fast throughout the month of Ramadan in all governorates. Last Ramadan, the Alliance launched its first initiative, Deliver Good, which started a series of events meant to provide protection for underprivileged groups.
And at least 34 migrants were missing after a fifth boat sinks off Tunisia in 2 days. At least 34 African migrants were missing after their boat sank off Tunisia, the fifth shipwreck in 2 days, raising the total number of missing to 67 amid a sharp increase in boats heading towards Italy. Details in this report.
At least 34 African migrants were missing after their boat sank off Tunisia, the fifth shipwreck in 2 days, raising the total number of missing to 67 amid a sharp increase in boats heading towards Italy, Tunisia. The Italian Coast Guard said it has rescued about 750 migrants in 2 separate operations off the southern Italian coastline, hours after at least 25 people died and 33 were missing in an attempted sea crossing from Tunisia. Tunisian Judge Fawaz Massoum said that 7 people had died in the boat capsizes off the coast of the city of Sfax, including babies and children. According to the United Nations data, at least 12,000 migrants who have reached Italy this year set sail from Tunisia, compared with 1,300 in the same period of 2022. Previously, Libya was the main launchpad for migrants from the region. The coastline of Sfax has become a major departure point for people fleeing poverty and conflict in Africa and the Middle East for a shot at a better life in Europe. Last month, President Qais Said said in comments widely criticized by rights groups and the African Union that undocumented sub-Saharan African immigrations was a conspiracy aimed at changing Tunisia's demographic makeup.
Well, dear viewers, by that we come to the end of today's edition of Africa Today. Thank you for watching.